Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk about it Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. That way every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. I'm going to do another quick recap in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville, only because everyone is talking about how is it possible that Maurice went out of town without his wife. As a woman, you ain't going nowhere. It's different if it's a guy trip. The guys are in this villa and the women are in this villa. Why aren't you making things to where you're building your family stronger? He had said something about money and time. Well, you need to give your wife time. I mean, that's the most important thing is your family and your wife. So we're going to kind of watch it together and talk about the show. And I'll be speaking on it just like I did the other one. But everybody's saying, why aren't they answering the right questions? It's like you'll ask a question, but then you'll get the runaround. People are frustrated because we get more truthful things on IG than we do on the show. That's kind of problematic. People are only gonna continue to watch the show for so long. Once they realize you're not getting the full story. When Kimmy asked Maurice, did you cheat? Not only did you cheat in Atlanta, have you ever cheated? Are you currently cheating? What is really going on? In regards to Tisha and Maurice, why in his confessional did they not ask him, do you think that it was right for you to go out of town without your wife? Why would you do that? Why would you exclude your family? So that's really weird too. And everybody's saying it's sad that Destiny is saying that she unfortunately suffered financial difficulties. Why wasn't the ex-husband assisting and helping? Is she not receiving child support allegedly? Is she not receiving spousal support? What happened in regards to that? Why isn't anybody saying, well, what transpired? Why didn't he assist? Why didn't he help? It's almost like she throws out things about her ex-husband, but you don't get the full answer of what really happened. She had mentioned on the reunion that he left her or he filed for divorce 2 or 3 weeks after she had the baby. Why? 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 What was that conversation like? And then it's funny how Melody had mentioned that when Destiny said, hey, I'm divorced, Melody didn't even know that she was going through divorce and that they were having that problem. So that's a disconnect there. They made it seem like these two women are so close, they're so tight, but in all actuality, they weren't. So we're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to talk about Tisha and Maurice. A lot of women are feeling bad for Tisha. I wish her well. You teach people how to treat you. You shouldn't allow certain things. If you allow it, they're going to continue to do it and mistreat you or the family. But it's her marriage, it's her situation. A lot of people are feeling bad for Tisha of how he just does and says whatever and not thinking, posting the picture, even telling on his brother. Where's the respect factor? But everyone got really mad at Maurice. He's a lawyer. Everyone really got mad at Maurice in saying he wasn't there, but he was there. But then he was saying, no, I was saying I've never seen the interaction between them two. But you have. Allegedly, Ariane was the one that took the picture. So you're in the picture, Martell is there, you have seen interaction. If you don't want to seem like a liar, don't be a liar. That's what's a trip. It's funny how the Scott brothers do not answer the full question. I really feel bad for Tisha and Kimmy. I really do. Because the Scott brothers love their wives, but it seems like they like shucking and jiving and they're not open and honest. And it's like we're seeing all the red flags and we're seeing all the red flags with them. And we're going to talk about this episode. I feel really bad for Kimmy. You can see it in her face, and it's almost like she don't really want to know the truth. Because when the men went on the Atlanta trip, Kimmy had mentioned they were dating. They were moving in together. So of course him and Kimmy were together for 8 or 9 years. And then they got married, what, 3 or 4 years ago? So I wish them well. So let's play the clip. It's Tisha and Maurice, they're going out to dinner. And she's telling Maurice that you're messy because you're the one that posted the picture. Kimmy's asking Maurice, is this story made up? And Maurice had mentioned that he cares about how Kimmy feels. He just doesn't care about people's opinions. And I get that. Yeah, and then they're talking about Destiny and Tisha are talking, and allegedly Melody is saying that Tisha's her enemy. I wish the ladies well. I do. Um, in the beginning, it seems like they really supported each other, but then one was asking for more support than the other, but then they were talking bad about the other, so that's why there's such division. I like how Melody and Kimmy are cool and they're tight. It's very clear that Melody and Kimmy try to be very open and honest, period, hands down. This is what 15 years gets you. And he was like, yeah, 15 gets you a lot more than this. Marceau was mentioning that it's a tough day. And of course, they're going to get into Marceau, all these M's. Maurice went to Africa alone. And he's saying he's thankful that Tisha understood that he needed to go alone. Well, why would you need to go alone? And she's saying that it's red flags going up. And why wouldn't we have done that together? That's truthful. We're literally sitting here watching a man not being so respectful to his wife. He's literally showing pictures of him at the Africa trip and he's not with his wife. And she's mentioning he didn't even offer to ask her if she wanted to go. I was watching some other people on YouTube and they were talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and they were talking about Maurice going on this trip without Tisha. A lot of people are saying he wouldn't have found his passport. He wouldn't have found his shop record. You're not going. You're not going to disrespect me. We're married. It's different if, like I mentioned before, it's different if he goes on a guy trip. The guys are in this villa or this apartment or this rental house, and we're in this rental house. And the guys have time for themselves. But to schedule a trip by yourself, okay, maybe he takes a trip with his children, okay, but he took a trip by himself. You're not single, sir. You're not single. So a lot of people are talking about it. It was letting him see a different culture. Doesn't she deserve to see a different culture? It's interesting, y'all. I feel bad for Tisha. He speaks at her. And I remember Carlos King talking to Tisha saying, hey, you need to step it up. Hey, you need to speak up for yourself. Hey, I want you to do well on the show. How we're portraying you, I need you to do more. I need you to say more. I need you to speak up more. And I'm glad he did that because he said, "Look, sis, this is not working." So she is trying to speak up more. Now he's asking for a personal assistant. And Tisha's basically saying that I want to choose that personal assistant. I don't think you need a young lady in there. Do you think that we can hire a male? And he was like, "Well, what difference does it make?" She said, "It makes a huge difference. You're a married man, and I don't feel that you need a young lady working in the office." Some of the people were talking about, did he meet someone on the trip and now he's trying to get them a job? That was hilarious. And one of the people on YouTube was saying, once again, you're trying to plan the trip, you're not gonna find your passport. You're not gonna treat me any kind of way. And she's talking about, you're so messy, talking to Marcel, that you posted that picture. And they just talked about, Maurice said, I've never seen, basically saying I've never been around them, but of course he has. Why would a brother post a picture telling on his other brother? Why is that? Why is he treating Tisha this way? Right now they're talking about Ariane, and Marceau is saying, Tisha, please stop. Tisha, don't talk about that. Don't talk about Martel's baby mother, Ariane. And he's saying to her, don't give it relevance, but she's continually talking, and he's saying, Tisha, stop. Tisha, stop. And then she's saying, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and eat. But then she started talking about it again. And it's kind of funny how Maurice don't want certain things out there. Okay. But then Maurice is the messy one that posted the picture. And then Maurice says to her, Tisha, you're gonna tell me later, babe, why didn't you stop me? Babe, why didn't you stop me? But she continuing to talk. I feel bad. I hope Tisha looks at this and says, okay, I'm not looking great on the show. I'm talking about red flags. Look how my husband's talking to me. Look how what my husband's doing. But it's her marriage. She can do whatever she wants. I'm going to the next scene. I feel bad for Tisha and Maurice. I feel like she should literally just ask him, are you cheating? Have you ever cheated? What made you want to go on this trip by yourself? What was the intention of you going on a trip by yourself? Do you think that you're going to do other trips by yourself? Right now, Martell is talking about how he loves to work out and that's how he gets some relief. He's he's trying to balance everything, work life. On Instagram, they were talking about, allegedly, some of the cast members stopped following um, Martell. They stopped following him. Not a lot of people know or understand why they stopped following him, and he wasn't really posting a lot on IG. And allegedly, recently, I want to say within the last 2 or 3 weeks, Martell had mentioned he's grateful for being able to spend quality time with the children because he hadn't really seen them. Understand him and Melody are going back and forth in regards to court situations. Did something transpire that Melody didn't like, and she allegedly stopped letting him see the children, and then, of course, they maybe had to battle it out in court. Who knows what transpired about that? But if the children was pulled from him, you can tell that Martel loves his children. You can tell Martel spends quality time. He's very protective as a father in regards to his children, their likes, their don't likes. In the previous season, the first season, Martel was always the one that was dropping the kids off at school. He seems like he was the dad that was the drop off and pick up and made sure the children were where they needed to be. While, of course, Melody did a great job running the office. So, of course, you drop the kids off, I'm going to go open up the office and do what we need to do for the day. So, I like their dynamic in the first season. Right now, um, he's basically saying that she has two phones and sometimes she doesn't answer the phone. But I'm sure the courts have set up their parenting time. So that way, I think in previous shows or IG, Melody would have the children allegedly for 1 week, and Martell would then have the children for 1 week. But I guess there was a few times Martell allegedly had said, "Hey, I need you to keep the kids for a few more days." So which then shortens her week and changes her schedule, what she needs to do as a parent. But that's all alleged. But that's what Melody had mentioned in some of the previous videos. Martell is basically saying Melody expects for him not to want to speak to his children every day. That's a great thing that he wants to speak to his children. Divorce is not easy. Separation is not easy. One, you're in a home and you're together, then you separate, the dynamics change, your schedule change, your needs change. And he's kind of wanting allegedly things to be the same. Do I agree with how Martell acted? No. Do I agree with how him and Melody talk to each other, act to each other? No. But the biggest thing is, you found out this man cheated 3 or 4 years ago. You should have left him 3 or 4 years ago. They kept it going. They keep the drama going. They keep the conflict going. And they have four beautiful children. And Martell has a child by area. So I wish them well. That's not easy. Divorce separation is not easy. But if you have a set schedule, live with that schedule. Being able to tell the courts, hey, I want to be able to talk to my children when they're with the mother from 7 to 8. I want to be able to talk to my children, or 5 and 6. I want to talk to my children before they go to bed. I want that time set so I can speak to my children, or first thing in the morning. He has to be able to have basically everything written down in court documents. But if you have that flexibility, she doesn't have to answer the phone if she doesn't want to answer the phone. So she probably doesn't want that negativity brought into her day. Martell is also talking about how, and here's Martell's mother saying, "Did you cheat?" Melody is basically saying when she left her marriage, she started dating someone. Allegedly, whether it was Martell or somebody was saying she allegedly was dating her divorce attorney. Whether we know that to be true or not, we don't know. That's all alleged. But that's the biggest thing that nobody's really asking Melody. Were you seeing people also while you were living with your husband? You made it very clear that you dated after you on a separation, but then like we've been saying, she went back and he unfortunately continued lying. So here nor there, that's interesting that um, Melody and Martell's dynamic. Now, right now, they're talking about Tiffany and Lewis, that everybody feels that they don't tell the whole truth about their relationships, about their situation. They're basically just talking about the other couples. Well, we know why everyone came at Tiffany so hard. There was a situation when they first hit the scene on the TV show. Tiffany had mentioned something about, um, I won't say the name. Tiffany had mentioned about one of the children and something that they had did at school, but she brought it on the show. So a lot of people really didn't care for Tiffany of how she's been on the show. And I get that. Children are off limits. Children are off limits. Why would she do that? It's almost like you were trying to, and you did. You were embarrassing their child on television. You embarrassed their child on television, period. But they didn't do that to you. Children are off limits. Their upbringing, their lives are off limits on TV because then they're subject to bullying and jokes at school. And as a grown adult, you shouldn't be talking about another person's child on a TV scene. You could talk to them, you know. That could have been a scene in the ladies' room, not on camera. And it's funny how Martell and Melody are basically the most open and honest, but everybody on the show needs to catch up. We don't know a lot about Maurice and Kimmy situation. We get snippets of it. Marceau is opening up. We get snippets of it. It is true. Melody and Martell are the most open and honest on the show. We pretty much know everything. And Martell is basically saying he doesn't want to see, Maurice and Kimmy's relationship break up. And I get that. Do you remember when Melody had mentioned to Tisha, some nights you need to pull up at the bar and you need to see what your husband is doing? And Tisha was like, what does that mean? Are you basically trying to say, is my husband cheating? And she was like, look, everybody needs to be very clear. Martell used to tell Melody things, period. Martell used to tell Melody things. So she doesn't want to out it, but she's trying to tell you, hey, sis, some stuff is going on. And she told you how to evaluate and see what's really going on. But of course, things probably stopped because she gave her the information. Because I would imagine Tisha went to the house to say, Melody told me to go ahead and pull up at the bar so I could see what you're doing. Now, if she told her husband that, then that means he's going to stop doing that and do something else. But it's all alleged. No one's mentioning whether it's true, whether Maurice cheated. No one's saying Marceau has cheated because no one has actually came out and showed evidence of them cheating. But why did Melody say this is what you need to do so you can see what your husband is doing? She just wouldn't mention that. And then everybody's coming at Melody and Martell. They're open and honest about their situation, but they're saying Melody and Martell want all the other relationships to be broken. No, that's not true. They're being open and honest, and we see what's going on, but Martell was very clear saying everybody's not telling the truth on this stage. Everybody's not open and honest on this stage. So as we see that the full question and answers aren't happening, Martell is telling us you're not seeing it all. You're only seeing 10% of what's really going on. So I don't blame Melanie and Martell for saying, hey, we have to tell our lives. Why aren't y'all being open and honest too? So right now, Kimmy and Maurice are talking about Marceau's post. Maurice is moving back and forth, looking confused, saying all of a sudden it got hot. And I feel bad for Kimmy because, of course, they have to address it. They're addressing it in a small clip, and all she needed to say to Maurice, did you cheat on the Atlanta trip? Have you ever cheated? Have you ever got a hotel to be with a young lady? Period. And we would have our answer. And Kimmy's basically saying, I'm more concerned about what you have going on. As his wife, she has every right to say, it has been, she's, as a wife, she's still concerned. What was going on? She had mentioned when her and Maurice were dating that She could tell that he wanted to still sow his wild oats and he wanted to be out there dating. And so she backed away. And then I guess Maurice finally said, okay, I'm done with all that. I want to be with you. So, of course, they dated for 8 or 9 years and then they just recently got married. So, Kimmy is a really great girl. And I feel bad for her because now you're seeing how the Scott men treat their wives. And he's saying it's rumors. Social media blew up and they were calling Maurice a liar. And then she's telling him people are texting her, people are calling her. And then he is like, well, Melody called you? Well, didn't you know Melody called her? Weird. And she said to him, the direct question, did you sleep with the linebacker? It's a yes or no question. Women, like I've said before, when you ask a man the yes or no question, wait for the yes or no. Don't let them go around and around. Yes or no. Yes or no. And if they don't answer yes or no, there is no conversation until they're open and honest with you. Wait for the answer. Don't then start talking. Men love that. You want the right answer. They're trying to figure out how to lie or deceive you or, you know, distract you. Wait for the yes or no. And then he says, are you really asking me this? That's a Scott thing. And she said, I don't need the extra. And she said, I don't need Robin Hood's barn. Answer the question. And Maurice says, have I ever? No. And then Maurice is saying, people that know me, I would never have dated a linebacker. He's saying that situation he didn't condone, but he was there. So why wasn't he honest? Yes, I was there. No, I don't condone it. Period. But why did your brother post the picture? He posted the picture because he doesn't want, he probably doesn't want the pressure on him. He wants a little pressure on his brother. Kimmy's mentioning that Maurice thought he was being funny. His rumors and his stuff. So, of course, a lot of people have been talking about Maurice and Tisha. So, we're going to move forward from this part. I do feel bad for Maurice and Kimmy. Kimmy will figure it out. In one of the scenes, Maurice is talking to her son, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm concerned if you're cheating on my mom. It's making my mom look bad." As Kimmy's son, Jalen, I would be questioning things too. And Maurice is basically saying, anything that bothers you as my wife, I care about. Other things I don't care about. And then he's basically don't care. So she's basically telling him that you need to start caring about different things. In the next scene, Destiny and Tisha are sitting down talking, and it looks like Destiny is going back into the music industry. And they're talking, and in the scene, unfortunately, it was being mentioned that when Destiny and Tisha was at the hotel, they were talking about Melody. And allegedly, Melody could hear them talking. Whether the Melody could hear them talking and she was in the hallway, or whether Melody could hear them and she was in her room next to them. Here nor there, she did knock on the door saying, hey, I don't know if you knew, but I'm right next to you and I can hear what's going on. Tisha and Destiny was basically talking about the reunion, allegedly, or a scene. So Melody and Destiny had breakfast that next morning, and Destiny allegedly told Melody, yes, we were talking about you. Yes, I was throwing shade at you. And I guess the ladies generally worked it out. But you've seen how the other season, how Destiny was saying to Melody, hey, you have a village, but I don't have that. And Melody was trying to say, hey, I try to help you the best way I can, but I have my own four children. I have my own situation. Her brother helps, her mom helps. The biggest thing is everybody's saying to Destiny, why don't you have help? Why isn't the ex husband helping? She had mentioned that unfortunately she had to get assistance from the state. She had went on public, she had gotten public assistance or something like that, she had mentioned allegedly. But everybody's saying, what happened in regards to your divorce? Why are you seeking out assistance? Why isn't he helping you? Why did he file for divorce 2 weeks after you had the child? What's really going on? She's like, again, giving bits and pieces. She's telling you what she wants you to know. But the biggest thing is, she's been on the show for what, 2 seasons? Why is it that you don't have any money? Is it that because she opened a store and she lost a lot of money and people just weren't buying things? She had a smaller store, and I don't know if she had where people were getting their hair done in the back, but unfortunately she went through some financial difficulties. Is she not getting spousal support? Is she not getting child support? What's really going on with regards to that situation? So everybody has questions about that. Stuff isn't adding up. Stuff don't seem right. So allegedly a lot of people are saying, you know, did I don't know. I don't know. In regards to Destiny and her ex-husband, a lot of people stuff don't seem, there's red flags. Why isn't he helping? Why did he file for a divorce? What's going on? So my girl group sees things, they say things, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. But I don't know. I don't understand the Destiny stuff, but a lot of the people outside of Melody and Martell, Melody and Martell is very open and honest. And people are saying Destiny needs to give more. Don't give snippets of what you want us to know. Give us a full story. What's really going on? And if she doesn't want to talk about it, don't give us snippets. Because when you think about it, she gives us snippets to make him look bad, but she don't tell us why. Oh, he filed for divorce 2 or 3 weeks after I had the baby. Oh, I had to go on public assistance. Why isn't he helping? Did he cheat? Did you cheat? Allegedly? Interesting. But I guess she's saying she's going to reopen her store and go from there. So, being, if she is a single mom, it doesn't, it's not an easy thing, you know. In one of the shows, Destiny had mentioned, yes, he comes over and spends time with him in the house. Why is he only spending time with him in your house? Is what she allegedly said. Is he not spending time with him outside of the house? So she brings out scenarios and we just questioning it. So, and then one of my friends was saying, allegedly, Destiny's really light skinned. Her husband's kind of light skinned, brown skinned, and some people were saying, okay, why is he not wanting to be outside with the child? Why are you, I don't, a lot of people are saying, asking different things. Why did he divorce her like that? So something transpired. We just don't know allegedly what happened. It is what it is. So right now, Melody and Kimmy are having lunch and they're going to talk about the picture. And they're basically talking about if Maurice allegedly cheated, Kimmy was basically saying it wouldn't be acceptable. I wouldn't accept it. I wouldn't put up with it. And Melody's kind of, I wouldn't say she was throwing shade. A lot of people are saying, she's throwing shade and she wants they want all the other marriages to break up like hers did. No, I think Melody wants everybody to be honest in regards to their relationships. And if you want to say, I'm going to move forward, I'm not going to focus on that, I don't know what happened previous, but I know that's not going to happen now. So, and they're also talking about how Tisha mentioned she was basically saying, I remember how when Tisha doesn't really like to respond on IG posts, but she does read the posts. So maybe sometimes Tisha reads them, sometimes she doesn't. So they're basically talking about that right now. So many rumors going on. So I don't know. A lot of people are saying Melody was being a little shady to Kimmy. I do like Melody and Kimmy's relationship. Yeah, and it was funny in the scene how Maurice switched it up and he was telling Kimmy to be there for Tisha. And it's redirecting. Why would Kimmy need to be there for Tisha? Tisha need to be there for herself, speak up and say, hey, I'm not accepting XYZ. So redirecting. Those Scott men, they're funny. Yeah, so I don't know. But in regards to that, I wish Maurice and Kimmy well. Hopeful Melody does well in the forthcoming relationship she has coming up. And I wish Tisha and Maurice well. I now see why the mom was speaking up, how the TV show is making Tisha look, how Maurice talks to his wife. Now we also have where Maurice, a few seasons ago, was asking Kimmy to leave her job. And Kimmy was like, well, I tried to put in my resignation and my boss asked for 6 more months. And you could tell Maurice wasn't happy about that. Whether Maurice wanted her to help with the credit business or whether Maurice wanted her to help at the law office, Kimmy's really good at focusing on doing her. She's going to do whatever makes her happy. And you can tell Kimmy and Tisha, two different people. Kimmy's going to do what's best for her and Jalen and her marriage, but she's not going to allow you to tell her what to do and where to spend her time. I love that about Kimmy. She don't play. She'll listen to you, but she'll say no, that's not acceptable. So I'm wishing them well. I don't know, you know, if Maurice or Marceau did anything outside their marriage. We don't know. Will it come up in the season allegedly? We don't know. No one's ever brought proof. So we only get snippets of it. Why are we constantly talking about whether they cheated or not? Now they're at the family dinner. They're at the, let's see if it is it the brother's house. Let me see if this is the other brother. I want to say yes, this is the other brother. And they have a few. There's one that's not on the show, but I think there's another brother that is on the show. So, but they are going to have a family dinner and they're briefly going to talk about what's been transpiring on social media and on IG. A lot of people are frustrated because we're getting more information on IG than we're actually getting on the show, and then we're only getting snippets of what really transpired on the show, but we're not getting a full explanation on what's happening. So Kimmy and Maurice show up at the house, and Maurice and Marceau are hugging, but it looks like Maurice didn't want to hug him. As soon as they walk down, it's time to eat. So of course, Kimmy sits down and um, she immediately wants to talk about why he posted it. Maurice had said that he didn't think that it was a big deal. Kimmy then says to him, why would you not feel that it's a big deal? It only didn't affect your wife, it affected our relationship. And Maurice is kind of numb to it. Like, I posted it, I did it, and things are okay. And so hopefully Maurice and Marceau can figure things out. Were they seeking bigger paychecks? I mean, it was all over the internet. Why would a brother do that to his other brother? And you figure Maurice is a lawyer. So you wouldn't want your lawyer brother to look bad on the internet. You know, you want people to take your lawyer brother serious. So that's interesting all in itself. So Micah, yeah, Micah is the other brother. He has been on a few different scenes. Now the wife is also in it. So, but here nor there, the Scott's brothers, you know, I don't know. I wish them well. I just wanted to do another video of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um, they're showing the seasoned, um, they're talking about the next episode, no, not the season finale. They're talking about the next episode and what's forthcoming. And then Maurice is saying he always gets negative comments. Kimmy's speaking up for Tisha. Maurice doesn't get what he does and say affects Tisha. Tisha's saying she wasn't hurt. She was saying people that put information out there, she thought that they were her friends. And she feels that people are spreading lies. Here nor there, Tisha knows what she wants to do in regards to her marriage. We're seeing it. If she wants to put up with it, so be it. If Kimmy wants to put up with it, so be it. No one can tell them what to do in regards to their marriages. I don't feel that Melody and Martell are trying to be hateful. I think Melody and Martell is just wanting everyone to be open and honest. So maybe Marcel knew what he was doing. Maybe to get them higher paychecks. Who knows? So Maurice and Martell are going back and forth. What did that post do? And Maurice says there's a lot of things I don't say, but I do know in regards to this situation. So the Scott brothers are bumping heads right now. This season on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell's doing a Valentine's shoot. Melody's mad that Martell is pulling up at Melody's house. So her and Melody are going back and forth. Now Marceau is talking to Tiffany's husband. What are you doing talking about my marriage? Melody and Tiffany's talking. The Scotts brothers are talking right now. They're continually talking about the picture. Maurice is asking Marceau, don't you think you deserve to give me an apology? Melody did mention that she's having like a sleepover and that she did not want Tisha and Destiny at the sleepover. So it's a girls' event minus Tisha and Destiny. Tisha's going back and forth with her cousin, and she's not wanting her cousin to talk about her behind her back. Now it's showing that Melody and Tisha are getting into an argument. It's something. I don't know. I think it's a distraction of what's going on with these men. But thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so that way every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. Are you watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, or are you over it because you don't want to hear about Melody Martell? You don't want to see how treats Tisha. You don't want to hear how Marceau is talking to Kimmy. Are you like over the show? I mean, everyone's saying that this is the biggest reality show that's on TV. They're showing a lot, but they're not answering the question. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Please let me know in the comments how you feel about this season. Giving it a 1, you didn't like it. Giving it a 10, you did like it. Rate it from 1 to 10. Did you like the Love and Marriage Huntsville show? Are there going to be things that's going to be answered? Are they going to answer the questions? We'll see. So I just wanted to do another recap of what was being said after everyone watched the show, what was being said on social media. Will Carlos King asked them not to post things on social media as much. Is he going to try and control more so of the narrative? So we'll see. But thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That way, every time I post a video, you'll be the first one to see it. Thanks for watching my channel. Have a great day, everyone.